Hey everyone, so I thought I would do a Psynautical. I don't know what to call it, because I haven't done one of these like in a while. Just health updates, general health updates. Yeah, I mean, I have to be honest. I wish I could say things are improving, things are getting better. Sometimes I feel like I'm seeing some progress and then I regress, and then either due to finances or something. Lately, I have been sick for like 2+ weeks, and so somewhat reluctantly, went to mainstream or lamestream medicine and went to urgent care, and I got antibiotics. So that's been a bit intense because I haven't been able to work much, and it's been probably more intense than even like when I've had COVID and stuff. I have been sick for and I've had COVID before a few times. I thought it was COVID. It's not COVID or the flu. They tested it. Um, and I've been trying and doing a bunch of other stuff. I feel like I'm mostly there because I'm mostly recovered and all that, which is, I don't know, because my norm is kind of, to be honest, I'm still experiencing a lot of symptoms and issues and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just, if I were to be honest, I'm trying to make as much progress as I can. I think since last time I've tried and still trying a bunch of different stuff. I went to a herbalist, kind of someone local that I found, the herbalist, and she was able to work for free. The herbs and stuff were free, but because being that it was low cost and she was getting more schooling and training and like that, I did feel some progress kind of here and there because over I think the 2 or 3 months there was different kind of protocols and different stuff, and I picked up a few things here and there. One thing is I kind of picked up on that, and something I'm going to touch in a bit is um, just personality-wise and stuff. I've always been kind of like a jack of all trades. I don't really feel like a specialist in kind of one area. That's why my topics, even my solo episodes, are kind of all over the place, and also the different people I have on my show. And I've dabbled, I will like kind of hyper focus on something for a bit, methylation. I've touched on methylation in the past, and I did research and stuff like that, and I think that's still important, but it's not like in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot more going on. One thing I did pick up kind of working with herbalist, is kind of the dosage of stuff really matters, and also the quality of herbs, because you can kind of overdose on you can overdose on certain vitamins and minerals and stuff like that, and or cause issues like you can take too many methyl donors and you can cause overmethylation and stuff like that. But I feel with the herbs I was taking, like the ashwagandha, I was taking quite a bit, and I feel it was helping. It's kind of hard to overdose. I'm not saying it's all the case with all herbs and stuff like that, because I believe it was kind of like a mix of like Western, Ayurvedic, and also like Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine, even Japanese herbs, I think some too. Is like the dosage matters, but also kind of structure and kind of just not going from trying this out, trying that out, and stuff like that. Which is, I do some things on a routine basis, just to help maintain my health somewhat. I do infrared sauna sessions probably 2 or 3 times a week. When I go to the gym, I get it's kind of like red light therapy, but like vibration therapy. It's kind of a cheaper one, so it's not like the best, but it's better than nothing. I have a red light, and I do my wind down routine and stuff like that, and I do a lot of stuff for my health, but and I do other stuff for detox, like I have a ionic foot bath, and I take binders with it, and I also do coffee enemas, usually back to back, but I haven't been able to do that because I've been out of binders. I've also been sick, and I don't really feel like, unless it's I don't think it's good to when your body's already kind of being pushed to limits to push it even more. But yeah, it has helped me to kind of reflect on some things. I think like kind of like having structure, kind of trying like one thing at a time and like slowly introducing them and stuff like that. Because I have a tendency of trying too much at once or trying to take on a lot. The other stuff is just some stuff I've been looking into. I have been doing peptides again. I'm using, it's a triple agonist, Reta or GLP-3R. So it works on 3 hormones to help me lose weight, because that is an issue that I'm trying to work on. That is something where I've routinely like lost weight and then gained back plus more, and that's happened several times in my life, to be honest. And it's a bit frustrating, and I kind of will touch on metabolism, weight, and stuff like that at some point in some future, because I have some kind of unconventional posing, kind of different ideas than people, and I've experienced it because I've lost weight and I've also gained weight. So yeah, but kind of the structure and stuff like that. I have no problem like mentioning him by name, but Josh Mason, I was hoping to get like kind of at least some progress or something, and it wasn't with him, but it was with a coach of his, and that may be something at some point in the future, is doing like the master classes stuff, even though at the time it would be a bit hard to afford and stuff like that, because it is important to have, I don't care who you are, like even me, even though I know quite a bit, there's people that need like a community and resources, and that can be healers, that can be health coaches, that can be a bunch of other stuff too. But that is also another thing I'm missing, is I feel, a healing environment, what are you healing, like no matter what it is, whether it's like chronic health problems, physical, mental, addiction or whatever, you really need like community and support, and that is something that I'm really lacking. I'm not sure how to go about it, because it's a bit tricky, and kind of a now older kind of guy, chronic health problems, trying to find kind of community and people I can connect with and stuff. I do know some people. Locally, I really haven't met many people that have had similar health problems, and that has also tried as much as I think there's like one or a few people I've met that have it as bad, and then there's like one person I think that feels like they've tried a lot. But yeah, I may do like dive into some kind of like Joshua Mason stuff, either on my own or do the master class. I do feel like something is missing in like that, and I'm trying to not like hyper focus on also like my health and my health problems, because I feel like that's also a problem, and that's something like kind of trying to have a complete life. But I may do like some more bowel cleansing and other stuff like that. A bit controversial topic is kind of mucoid plaque. I do feel like cleaning out the gut and like the intestines, but also like healing the gut is really important and foundational, and that's something that I'm still kind of working on and progressing on, but it's going to be a bit tricky because I'm still on antibiotics for I believe another day, and so I'll kind of have to use probiotics and stuff like that, and I'm probably going to use a few other things. I feel like collagen is really helpful. I'm not going to try and like overload my body. I think like colostrum maybe also beneficial. I know there's like a shake or a gut healing shake that like even Josh Mason does, which I may try some variation or version of that, just with like maybe powdered probiotics and colostrum and other stuff. Because I think there's a lot of stuff that supposedly like supposed to heal, and there's a lot of things with gut issues, which I feel I have like a number of them, but like part of it is like healing the kind of like mucus lining and like the lining of the intestines and stuff like that, but also there's the probiotic balance, there's the bile flow, there's the enzymes, and there's the stomach acid, and those can all be problematic, and interplay into kind of each other. So that's probably something more that I'm going to probably look into. In addition to everything else I'm trying, I am like injecting B12, a fairly small amount. It is the methylated form. I am trying to move away from methylated forms of B12 and folate because I feel I'm one of the ones that, while it can help me, it also like ramps up my anxiety and other stuff like that. But there's other stuff going on too. I think part of it is a big part is kind of stress and not being able to like manage it well and stuff like that. And then so I feel like the ashwagandha was really helping, and I feel like because my heart rate is elevated, a lot of times it's related to that. Because as far as I know, I don't have any kind of EDS or dysautonomia, as well as I'm aware. The weight could be an issue as well too. I am trying to like calcium is supposed to help with that, but I don't know. So far, I haven't really seen much benefit from that. I'll have to kind of see in the future, like what my pulse rate is kind of at, to see if that has helped. But I feel intuitively that it's more kind of a stress thing and dealing with that. But yeah, so kind of health-wise, I am kind of early on. I'm only in like my second month of doing Retta, and so it can take a while because I'm supposed to ramp up and go from there. And I'm still doing as much as I can, the high intensity training and kind of doing functional restorative exercise, which is like walking and doing like Tai Chi and yoga, like restorative yoga and Qigong and stuff like that. Because I think like that's, especially if you're dealing with kind of fibromyalgic like symptoms and stuff, going about exercise and stuff is really important, especially if you have any kind of poor exercise recovery, exercise intolerance, or like poor exercise response, which I feel I have some of that, but not like severe to a point where I can't work out at all and stuff. It's just, yeah. So yeah, that's all that's going on with my health. The most immediate issue is kind of the sinus infection. And once I feel like within a few days I should be like 100% to be able to do more detox and other stuff and work on other stuff as well, and also getting more on the podcast more. I had to cancel a few. Two of them due to my illness, and also one of them I think I just had to reschedule soon. But yeah, so that's everything that's going on with my health. I hope that provides some kind of insight and stuff like that. I am, like, if anyone, wants to collaborate in any manner, if they need help with their own health, feel free to reach out to me. It's free, or I'll price it very cheaply. And also, if I'm not able to help, I can probably find someone else that can help. So on that end, but yeah, feel free to reach out and contact me and stuff, especially if you need help in that area. And going to try to upload monthly as much as I can, and do more updates on my own health, as much as I don't want the podcast to be about kind of my own health and stuff. I want it to be more about like my recovery and other stuff. I may touch on some other topics as well too, just because I do dabble in like personal development. But anyways, I hope everyone is well. I hope it's springtime almost soon, so as seasons change and stuff like that. Also learned that from a podcast that my herbalist friend that she runs with a friend of hers. Because as seasons change, different perspectives, different foods and herbs and stuff like that to introduce. Anyways, I'll see you all later. Hope everyone is well. Bye.